Hello everyone. Welcome to join ORing's online webinar for 2014. And my name is Peter Cole, the product manager, and also the speaker in today's webinar. And again, thanks for your time to join our webinar here. And today we're gonna introduce our new products and also some of the vertical markets and our success stories in each vertical market. The whole session will be about 20 to 30 minutes, and so please feel free to type in your questions in the question box, and the questions will be answered by the end of the session. Okay, by today's agenda, we are going to talk a little bit about the product lines of our 2014 products, and also the vertical markets we are going to be targeting at, and some of our new release products involved in each vertical market, and also the success story sharing or the application sharing. Okay, in ORing 2014, we're gonna focus on the Ethernet switch and also the wireless products. So for the Ethernet switch, we have a manager switch, line manager switch, and unmanager switch, and also the PoE models and some models compiled to the EM50155, the T-series switch, and also for the IEC 61A50, some models will be compiled to this certification, which is for the power utility. And the models compiled to the C1D2 and ATEX is for oil and gas application. And we also have got the wireless products, which there are two different models, the access point and the wireless router. And we have indoor and outdoor different models. For the outdoor ones, we will have IP67 grade housing. And some models will also be compiled to the railway application of EM50155 certification. Also, okay, so here are the list of vertical markets of ORing's ORing's targets in 2014, and also we have, and maybe some of the markets we have already had successful stories of applications, and we also have got the positive feedback from the customers. And as well, we have already got the required certifications for example, for the rolling stack, we have EM50155 certification, and for power utility, we have IEC 61A50, and for the oil and gas, we have C1D2 ATEX, and for the marine application, we have IEC 60945. Okay, for the railway technology, the EM50155 is the kind of a required certification for this kind of application. TPS 3082GT and 12BP1 24 volts is a 10-port managed PoE Ethernet switch with 8 port of 1000 PoE ports and the 2 gigabit ports with one pair of bypass function included. This switch is fully compliant to the EM50155 rolling stock application, and the PoE standard we have complied to the IEEE AO2.3AF standard, which provides up to 15.4 watts per port. The maximum power output will be 120 watts for the 8 ports totally. TGPS 1080 and 12BP2 24 volts is an 8-port unmanaged gigabit PoE Ethernet switch with 8-port gigabit PoE port and 2 pair of bypass bypass ports. Also comply to the EN50155. And as you can see from the model name of the two of this model and the previous model is a 24 volt by the end in the end of the model name. That means these two models can stand the low power input voltage down to 24 volts. The actual power input range of the two models will be 12 to 57 volt DC. And as I just mentioned, the two models, the maximum power output will be 120 watts, but it's only above 24 volt power input. So during the power input from 12 to 24, the PoE output power will be about 60 watts totally. And this model, PGPS 1080, is compliant to the IEEE 802.3 AT. So that means each port can provide up to 30 watts support. For the two previous models, there's a bypass function included. Bypass function is pretty much like a kind of another way of a network redundancy. So you can see maybe in a lot of applications there will be DC chain topology or the ring topology. But during these topologies, if one of the Ethernet switch has got power down, or maybe in the ring topology, two of the Ethernet switch has been down for some reason, the connection will be also down, and there will be no Ethernet connection from the PC to the others to the switch behind in the end. So now when we have the bypass function, as you can see in the second diagram here, if one of the switch is down, the Ethernet connection will still be running normally and correctly with a highway bypass function. And this is a really important feature in the railway application, because there will be different train carriage, and the Ethernet switch will always be deployed in the basic chain structure. So this kind of function is really important for the railway application. T3AP 6620 M12 is T-series access points with also fully compliant to the EN50155, and also got two RF modules running up to 300 megabit per second link speed, and it's able to provide multiple SSID, up to 4 SSID, and also operates in multiple operation mode like AP mode, client mode, bridge mode, and AP client mode. So what's the advantage of having two RF modules? The two RF modules can be running concurrently and with different operation modes. So the benefits, like maybe one of the RF module, let's say the left-hand side one can be running like for example AP mode, and to provide a local wireless connection for any wireless clients. And also the other RF module can be running maybe, let's say, in 5 gigabit as a backbone, and to have a bridge connection with another access point. So the local wireless clients can also have access to the outside wireless access points or any outside network through this second RF module. T3AR2062 4G M12 is the wireless router model, which has two 4G LTE module and one Wi-Fi module. The 4G LTE module is also able to have a downward compatibility to the 3G network. So what's the advantage of having two 4G LTE module? One of the benefits, the load balance. So as you can see from the application diagram, there will be the two 4G LTE module can be running concurrently and share the traffic loading from the Wi-Fi 1, from the Wi-Fi connection. And another benefit is to provide the backup function. So in the first function, the load balance, the two 4G LTE is running concurrently. But however, in the second backup application, one of the 4G LTE will be running as a primary network, and the second one will be running as a backup one. So once the primary one is down for any reason, the backup ones will be linked up, and to ensure the wireless connection will have no problem. The TGAP W610 plus M12 is also IP67 grade waterproof housing design. Outdoor AP is actually for the outdoor application, and which is able to prevent any kind of influence from the raining condition. And it's also compliant to the EN 50155, and also provide up to 4 SSIDs. This model is also, as you can see, there's a plus in the model name. It means that this model is able to provide PoE function, it's a PD, to accept all input from any PSE, PoE switch. So here's just kind of a brief display of picture of how this can be prevent or to be protected from the rain condition. For rolling stock application, this is one of our success story in China, which is the Beijing-Shanghai or the Jinhu high-speed rail. And for this kind of a project, it's got a high-speed move. This train is a high-speed moving train, and due to this kind of speed, there will be very serious vibration environment, and it's not easy to ensure to enable the constant onboard communication network service, such as let's say the train information system or the entertainment system or any like Wi-Fi access. But however, ORing's T-series Ethernet switch has all been complied and certified by the EN 50155 certification. So our Ethernet switch can withstand the wide temperature variation and also the high speed physical vibration here. And so also we have a lot of our switch supports bypass function, and it's really switch to be used in like a long distance like transmission. Fuyuma Express is one of the projects in Taiwan, and this is the case where TPS 3082 GT M12, which is a model which is mentioned before, which this model is being the real case for this model to be used in the real project. And as you can see here, the TPS 3082 GT has also it's got a PoE function, so it's able to provide PoE power to the IP cameras deployed in any places inside the train, and also maybe has connection to the device server for the display system. And for the gigabit Ethernet port on the right hand side, the 4 gigabit the gigabit Ethernet ports can form the ring connection or to have interconnection between different train carriage to provide like pretty much like a backbone service. Power substation, which requires the IEC 61A50 certification. RGSPR 9000 is one of our modular rack mount managed Ethernet switch, and this series has 2 different models. One is the RGSP 9000, the layer 2 switch, and the other one is the RGSPR 9000, which is a layer 3 switch. And the modular design enables this switch to have 4 different slots and to be plugged in with different modules. Will be explained in later pages. And this switch is also compliant to IEC 61850, and also the working temperature is kind of high from -40, kind of wide from -40 to 85 degrees. The 4 slots from slot 1 to slot 3 is able to is plugged into with the maximum 8 ports modules. So from slot 1 to slot 3, the maximum ports will be 24 gigabit ports, and for slot 4, which is a special slot, it's able to be plugged into with a 10 gigabit SFP fiber port. And this slot 4, or let's say the 10 gig fiber ports, will be mostly used for backbone connections. And we also got two power modules, also can be plugged into different power supplies, like from DC power input or to use the high AC power input. The list of our different modules to be used in slot 1 to slot 4, and also the power slots. And we have a port of a gigabit copper port, or a port of SFP gigaport, and also 4 ports of fiber, or 4 ports of 100 fiber. Also in slot 4 we have 2 port or 4 ports of 10 gig fiber module, or 4 ports of gigabit module. Another model passing IEC 61850, which is IES P3242 GCL, is a 26-port managed Ethernet switch with a 24 port of 1000 base TX Ethernet port and the 2 gigabit combo ports. It's also which can be used as a couple ports or to plug with the SFP module for the fiber connections for longer distance. For the power station, the IES P3242 GCL can be installed for this application. It's kind of to ensure the 24 hours of IP surveillance on the field. So when there is any like high voltage or any accidents to be monitored, and there will be warning sent from the control room to have a continuous surveillance and to record the whole progress of all the process happening. So IES P3242 GCL can be installed in the center of the power station, because this switch has passed the IEC 61850, which is resistant to the static electricity, or to any resistance to any other influence from the noise or any other things that causing the power utility. And in the branch control center, we can use high port density of Ethernet switch to connect it with let's say a media converter to be placed in different power pylons, and also it's got the IP cameras there to monitor for the continuous monitoring. For oil and gas application, we have 1000 unmanaged Ethernet switch and the 3000 managed Ethernet switch, passing the C1E2 and ATEX certification. Also in the middle of 2014, which is this year, we're gonna have the 9000 series passing the same certification for the oil and gas application. For the IES A1080 or the 1062 series, we have lots of several different modules for customer selection, with a port of 1000 base TX Ethernet ports, or 6 1000 base Ethernet ports, and 2 gigabit Ethernet ports. Or we can choose to use 6 Ethernet ports with 2 fiber ports. Also 6 Ethernet ports and the 2 gigabit fiber ports. For the A3080 or A3062 series, the port selection will be the same as the previous one, the managed ones. But in addition, this model is a managed Ethernet switch, so this one supports some of our ring functions like such as OpenRing, ORing, or the Common Redundancy Protocol, which is called MRP, to provide like a secure ring connection. So in this audio field surveillance, this is a project in Mediterranean country. So it's got some wide temperature fluctuation or strong wind or sunshine. That means the switch has to be industrial grade and to be able to stand wide temperature changes and also high grade of like protection. And in this case, it's also got to have the oil and gas certification for the C1D2 or ATEX. So in this case, as you can see here, for a central ring here, we can choose to use the 3000 series, the one we just mentioned, the A3000 series to form a ring. And also we can have in the field side with the FA cameras, we can choose to use the unmanaged ones because there's no ring service necessary. And this is how the whole application or structure work here. For the IP surveillance, we have a lot of successful story, like a skyscraper, IP-based city surveillance, or some wireless driver examination system. And as you can see, the audio field is one of our IP surveillance story. For the IP surveillance, we will be recommending to use the GPS 9084GP, which is the 12-port managed gigabit PoE switch with 8 port of gigabit PSE port and 4 ports of gigabit SSD port. And you can choose to use maybe copper or to choose to use the fiber ports, the fiber modules for longer transmission distance. The IGAP 6620 Plus is also a PoE wireless access point model with 2 IF module and to provide the same, actually pretty much the same function as the one we just mentioned before for the T series, TJP6T620. And it's also got the PoE function as a PD and providing up to 4 SSID. AR1662 plus 3G is this model has got 2 IF module and 1 3G module, and to have like a routing function, like the IF module can be operated as a LAN connection, and the 3G module can provide the WAN connections. The skyscraper here is one of our projects, one of our successful projects in Russia, and which requires the control center to be able to monitor everything like in the 42 floors. So we can have the gigabit Ethernet switch to form the backbone network, and also have a ring connection. And also in the end, in the field, we can maybe choose to use the 1000 series, the unmanaged ones, without any managed functions here. And actually, for this connection, for the backbone network, it's always recommended to use the gigabit switch because of to provide like a smooth connection, because for the video streaming, you need to have a higher higher Ethernet connection or the transmission speed. For IP-based city surveillance, because this project is actually a project to monitor to monitor the conditions or to monitor status inside the city, because there's lots of spot point to be monitored. So in the center switch, it is necessary to use a high density port Ethernet switch. For example, like the 7000 series. So in our new models, we can choose to use the 9000 series with 26 ports or 24 ports Ethernet switch to have more Ethernet ports to be connected with any Ethernet switch in the field, which is connected to the IP cameras. For wireless driving examination system, this is actually a success story in China, and because the parking lot or the driving place, testing place is really large, and it is required for the evaluator to be able to monitor or to see the performance of the driving tester, the driver, to how the driver performs in the car. So there will be IP cameras and the DVR system installed in the car, and also we need to have the wireless access point to transmit those data from the car, from the DVR system, back to the control center for the tutors to monitor and to see how everything goes. So actually it is actually also recommended to use the IGAP models because of for smooth IP. For a smooth connection of the video streaming. Okay, thank you for your time to attend our webinar, and if there's any question, please type your questions in the box, and we will have them all answered here. Okay, is there any questions? Okay, so seems like guys have understand the materials very well. So thank you very much for your time to join our webinar, and really I really enjoy the time sharing maybe our new products with you guys, and thank you very much for your time.